What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more David Bowie, and we're returning to his 1972 album, The Man Who Sold the World. Once again, shout out to Judith for kicking off this deep dive. But the next track in the playlist is Black Country Rock, which I read it with that rhythm because I'm aware in England, the Black Country, I think it's the West Midlands, like Wolverhampton, West Brom, Birmingham, in that area. So my best guess at this is that it may relate to musical and or cultural stylings in the Black Country, though if it is not that, it is an opaque title to me, and even if it is that, I don't quite know what to make of that because I'm not familiar with that concept, if it is indeed a regional or geographical designation. In any case, I will try my best to follow along. Let's hear it. This is David Bowie. The track is Black Country Rock, and it's from The Man Who Sold the World, 1972.
Pack or something, rest up here on Black Country Rock. You never know, you might find it here on Black Country Rock. Pack or something, rest up here on Black Country Rock. You never know, you might find it here. Black Country Rock. Some say the view is crazy, but you may adopt another point of view. So if it's much too hazy, you can leave my friend and me with one of you. Pack or something, rest up here on Black Country Rock. You never know, you might find it here on Black Country Rock. Pack or something, rest up here on Black Country Rock. Never know, you might find it here on Black Country Rock. Some say the view is crazy, but you may adopt another point of view. So if it's much too hazy, you can leave my friend and me with from the dew. Some say the view is crazy, but you may adopt another point of view. So if it's much too hazy, you can leave my friend and me with fun to do.
There's so much going on. Like, what a instrumentally varied and sonically dense atmosphere that tune had, especially in the last minute or two. Overall, it sounds like the classic rock I grew up hearing coming from my brother's room. Again, I was born in '80. My brother's, I think, like 8.5 years older than me. So by the time I was old enough to kind of remember and pay attention to music and so on, he was very into the classic rock of like the 60s and the 70s. And so, yeah, I like in a way I'd put this kind of in the classic rock vein, and yet there's more than just that. And again, my understanding of that phrase is of course subjective and based on my own like history, which is again like sort of at second hand, because when I was growing up, again, I got very into like the new wave synth pop of the 80s as a single digit kid, and so this kind of music was before my time, but I did end up hearing some of it. So yes, either way, I don't know if I would quite go so far as to say psychedelic rock, but there is this kind of layered density of sound, and there's that like pulsing bass, which is like very electric, and then again we have like a piano flourish, and like I think maracas shaking away, and then a tambourine tapping away, and there was like an instrumental element right at the end that I'm not even sure what that was. Bowie's vocals, in one sense, sound like I've come to know he sounds like, and yet those little like flourishes, almost like trills, it reminded me a bit of Fairy from Roxy Music. Not quite the same, but in that very eclectic and flourishing type of delivery. Nevertheless, like it sounds locational. I mean, it keeps referring to like here you might not, what was it, you don't know what you'll find here or something to that effect. Oh, and what was the other line? There was another line I was keying in on. It feels like there's not all that many lyrics on the page. It felt like it was the same couple stanzas that kept coming back around. So, not like a long narrative story song as far as I can tell. But yes, if it is not about the black country in England, then again, I really don't know what to do with it. But as I said, if you're saying here, I mean, it could be locational, but oh god, what was the other line? There was another line that maybe suggested here could be more conceptual rather than like geographical. But either way, I did enjoy the dynamic sonics of the tune and Bowie's charismatic vocals, especially again as you got into the second half of the tune. And I just love the way, like, the last minute or so, it was just, throwing everything and the kitchen sink into the sonic mix. So, yeah, a really compelling one. I don't quite know what to make of it narratively or scene painting wise, but I am curious what people have to say. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.